December 3rd. I didn't realize I was titling my Great Lock-In episodes, bless you, bless you, in the wrong order. So the title will be correct, but the thumbnail for some of them are wrong. It is what it is. Oh my goodness, sneeze fest over there. I thought today would be nice to do just like a little check-in episode. And I'm also gonna be making homemade sourdough biscuits while we chat. This recipe is pretty fast because I use baking powder and I also use a sourdough discard. I'm not sure if this is enough. I might have to grab some more. I'll link the recipe down below. My kids are playing, so you might hear them. As an update, I'm still from my highest weight when I started my Great Lock-In on October 13th to my lowest weight. I'm still 11 pounds down. I think actually exactly 11 pounds. But this week I haven't lost any, which can be very frustrating. It makes you feel like, oh my gosh, like should just drop my macros, I should do this, I should do this. I think you should stay on top of, if you have certain goals, whether that be to lose weight, gain muscle basically. But it doesn't mean that you always have to do drastic things if 1 week comes by and you're not getting the exact results, because especially as women, our weight can just fluctuate so much. This is my actual starter, but because I leave it in the fridge, right now it's dormant, so I can basically use some as discard, and I have a bunch, and I really only need like a little to make my next loaf. Let's see, that should be around 195. But what I was saying was basically what happened. Ooh, 193, and then a little extra on here, right on the dot. When you weigh a lot of stuff, you start to get really good at eyeballing. Like, I recommend scales for if you are tracking macros, because you need to be able to weigh your stuff. But I also recommend if you bake a lot, it's so much easier and more exact to bake with a scale rather than measuring cups. And like most recipes have grams available, especially when it's baking, because that's just more exact and that's actually the proper way to bake. Like I spoke about in the last episode, Thanksgiving came, and I was telling my husband that this was the first Thanksgiving probably ever, like since I was maybe 13, 14, that I didn't come out of it feeling like I just went crazy, like binging, just eating like whatever, just having no sense of balance whatsoever. Because I came home and I was like, yeah, I ate everything I wanted to. A few moments throughout like the evening that I was like, okay, my stomach's kind of hurting. But I tried to be cognizant of like, because I think we started eating like our first Thanksgiving plate at like 3:30, and instead of being like, okay, let me finish eating and hop straight to dessert, I was like, I know I'm gonna want food later, so I might as well wait, and it's actually gonna be more enjoyable when my stomach is not completely stuffed with the food I just ate. And I did that, and I felt really good. I ate everything I wanted. I wasn't like restricting myself, but I also just like balance basically. I'm a Libra, and you would think I'd be better at balance, but I'm not. Well, now I am, but I wasn't originally. Woke up the next day, my weight was up by 1.6 pounds, which I was not mad at all. I was actually surprised. I was like, whoa, that's not really that much up at all. Like, I was very proud, and not proud, I shouldn't say proud because that sounds toxic, but like basically in the last video, I was talking about how I wouldn't be surprised if my weight went up by 3-4 pounds. So when I saw only 1.6, I was like, okay, well, I actually did what I had planned to do. I enjoyed myself. At the beginning of the day, I front loaded in protein. I had a really good leg day, like probably one of the best lifts I've had in the last year, if not longer. Like best lifts ever, like top 5 for sure. They're just so good, felt so strong, felt so good. Had my food, really enjoyed. And yeah, so I woke up, I was like, wow, okay, 1.6 pound difference. That's nothing crazy. Woke up the next day, my weight went up again by another like ½ pound. I was like, okay, that's a little weird, because I had gotten back to eating normal. So I was like, what's going on here? Next day, it's the same, hasn't gone down. Next day, I think it either went down or it's the same. And I'm starting to be like, okay, like this is a little annoying, this is a little weird. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. So I started to get a little bit annoyed. I had planned on December 1st to raise my Stairmaster. When I started this Great Lock-In, I started with 4 times a week, 20 minutes each session. Then I went up to 25 minutes. I think it was either the first or second week of November. And I had already decided that December 1st, I'd go up to 30 minutes just because I'm gonna be wrapping this up soon. And I was like, you know what? That's not that much of a difference. I rather do longer sessions 4 times a week than 5 times a week. Like, so instead of going up to 30 minutes, I could have just said, or even 25 minutes, I could have just said, I'll just add another a 20-minute session and do it 5 times a week, that is more annoying to me or like less enjoyable to me than just going up in time and still having that one weekday where I lift and I know I don't have to do Stairmaster. I need to grab butter. Every day I was waking up and I felt like my stomach was more full than when I went to sleep, which normally when I wake up, I'm feeling like, is this gonna be a mess? I really don't wanna get another plate, so this is how we're doing it. No! I just got my nails done, I just messed one up. That's a little poo-poo. I was waking up in the morning and I was like, why does my stomach feel more full than when I went to sleep? My period's not coming. In fact, I knew I was ovulating, and usually I don't think I get bloated in my ovulation. Maybe I need to pay a little bit more attention. I was just like, what is going on? Every morning I'd wake up and be like, why do I feel so, just like my stomach's just so distended, so like stuffed feeling in the morning, versus normally I wake up in the morning and it's giving flat. The next few days, and maybe this is TMI, but not really because we all do it, I am a very regular girl. You're gonna draw a ho-ho tree? Oh, okay.
Okay, big man, want to have extra help?
2 to 3 times a day, easily, at least in the morning, at least at the end of the day, and then sometimes just like throughout the day randomly. I realized when I thought about it that I wasn't regular at all. I think like I was going every other day since Thanksgiving. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Well, finally, yesterday was more my regular routine. Weight dropped right back down. I think overnight I dropped 2.2 pounds, and I feel like tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and drop again. Even though today's Wednesday and today's technically a high day, I do think the lack of progress, if that's what you wanna call it this week, was just because of bloating from, I guess, eating foods that my body's not really used to right now and eating a lot of them. So we'll see, and then we'll continue on. I'm gonna finish shredding this butter, and then we'll chat more. Another update is that I did actually hit one of my great walking goals. I had the goal of getting a 160 bench because the last bench press, barbell bench press to be specific. Last year around this time, my 1 rep max on bench was 155. So I was like, you know what? I should be able to do 160. I like setting strength goals because strength is important to me. I actually used to more so focus on powerlifting. I've done a powerlifting meet. I held a state record for my age range when I think I was like 22, 23, I don't remember, for Virginia for a bit, I think for like a year or two, and then someone beat it. But I was still pretty proud of that because I like trained myself. I was working out and then I realized like, actually you're pretty strong, especially on deadlift. And I do think my body proportions help a bit because I have very long legs and arms. And from like talking to people, it seems like if you have long limbs, you're usually better at deadlifting. And if you have shorter limbs, you're usually pretty good at bench press. I dragged my husband to the gym. He doesn't love working out with me because I do take working out pretty seriously, and he's just like not that. I'm too shy to ask a random person to spot me. So I took him to the gym with me and I ended up getting 165. I was really happy about that because I did 1 rep at 140, and then I was like, okay, well, let me do 155, make sure like I can at least still hit my last year 1 rep max. And I did that only because last year at this time when I tested my 1 rep max, I was like 17, 18 pounds heavier, and when you have more weight on you, normally that translates to a little bit more strength. That's why actually at powerlifting competitions you compete within like your weight class. So I did 155 for 1. It didn't move fast, but it didn't move slow. I was like, okay, like that was hard, but not crazy. And then I was like, okay, well, should I go for 160 or 165? Because if I go for 160, I'm pretty confident I'll get it. But then I would probably won't get 165 because that's just like a lot to push and you lose your strength after a bit. But then I didn't want to go for 165 and not get it, and then you use my strength for that too and not even be able to get 160 because that would have been disappointing. But I trusted myself and I went with 165 and I got it and I was happy. I did try 170 didn't even move off my chest at all, which my husband was not spotting me well. We did have a discussion about that because I said, you need to be a good spotter. Being a good spotter is a very good skill. If you want to get in the gym, like obviously not like the first thing you need to do, but on the way, learn how to be a good spotter. One of my best friends back in the day, he showed me how to be a good spotter, and it's just like, it's really important because you never know. Maybe someone is not as shy as me and will randomly ask you for a spot in the gym, and you just want to be a good spot because it's a little bit annoying when you don't get a good spot. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that I already hit one of my goals, and probably, to be honest, the most important goal for me in this lock-in, because I do prioritize strength, like I said. I haven't taken my waist and glute measurements for like, I want to say 2 weeks, definitely before Thanksgiving and like a few days before Thanksgiving, and today's Wednesday, so it's already like a week post Thanksgiving. So maybe I'll take them tomorrow and see how close I am to my goal of losing 2 inches off my waist and maintaining my glutes at 41 inches. Last time I looked it up, last time I measured, my glutes are actually 41.5. I was like, ooh. And then my waist had gone down by like a little more than half an inch, but a little less than 3/4 of an inch. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna hit that full 2 inches down, but you know, they say shoot for the stars and shoot for the moon and land on the stars, or whatever the saying is. For some reason, I'm really bad at sayings, and then I just like to pretend I can still use them. I think that's about it as far as the update. I like to film full day of eatings, but I've already done 2 full day of eatings in this series, and I feel like it's getting a little bit much. My next video might still be a full day of eating. Oh, actually, I did want to film a night routine. Maybe I'll do that. I think I promised you that already. For the rest of this video, I'll show you how the biscuits turned out, and then I'm gonna use them to make bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits for a little breakfast for dinner action. When I asked my husband any like meal ideas he had this week, that was what he said. Maybe another breakfast for dinner, because he loves breakfast for dinner. Look pretty good. That one just looks deformed. It's the last one. Also, look at my Christmas tree sourdough loaf. Do you like it? This is my second time trying this design. Obviously still needs some work, but got some bacon going, some eggs going. This is for the babies and my husband because they don't like over easy. And that one's for me.
This